Hey guys, Frostling here. Welcome back to a Clash Royale video. In this video, we are going to be covering a deck that has done me very good recently, and I'm like to share it with you guys. But first, before we do that, I noticed this is actually my first Clash Royale video, so I'm just going to give you guys the rundown of how I'm doing and what my account is like. So, as you can see right now, I'm just level 10 in Arena 10. I got here at when I was level 9, but I'm just came back from doing a trophy drop from a push, so my all-time high is 3,500 trophies, but I'm not right there right now. But that's enough with that. Honestly, let me show you. I've been very lucky when it comes to the legendaries that I've been very lucky with getting legendaries. I have not been lucky with the legendaries I get, because 3 of the best legendaries in the game right now are the 3 I don't have. But honestly, I've been very lucky when it comes to getting legendaries. I won't go into, how I got them all and everything, but this is the deck we're covering today. I actually copied it off of the leaderboard. It was some guy in the top 200. I forgot who it was, but either way, it's basically a Lava Hound balloon. It's basically an air-based deck, and I might as well just go right into a battle to show to you guys, just because it's easier to show than explain. And actually, I've only done 4 battles with it, but I did not lose any of them, so, you can't really complain there. So let's just start with the first one here. As you can see, it has a lot of air cards. The Lava Hound, the Balloon, the Mega Minion, the Minions, that might be it. I think that's it. And that's 4 cards right there, so that's half the deck, along with 2 spells. So there's actually only 2 ground cards, but that still does not make it so that this deck is bad. So first of all, just say, when you're pushing, your goal is to get the Lava Hound and the Balloon down, and then have your Fireball and your Zap ready for, just in case they, have to put something down to counter you. You can just destroy their counter so that your Balloon can just do massive damage. And in fact, also, the Lava Hound even works when you're, just doing Lava Hound, Mega Minion, or Minions. Even that's a fairly solid push. But either way, let's get off the fundamentals of the strategy and start getting into the battle, because we're already a minute in. So as you can see, really we're at a stalemate right now. He's gotten a little bit more damage, but that's just because you never really want to place your Lava Hound first, or early on. But I did it anyway because I had nothing else to do. Nice thing is my Balloon gets the death damage on the tower and kills the Spirit Goblins at the same time, which is not bad. So at this point he's going on a pretty aggressive push here. I try to set my skeleton army down, and he zaps, but it's just too late to where the Elite Barbarian does just barely not be able to get his shot off. That was a little bit weirdly said, but that's okay. But as you can see, he's going to go on a Hog Rider Fire Spirit push. I placed my Minions and then my Mega Minion on top of, in front to try to tank the Fire Spirits. Probably should have just done the Mega Minion, but overall, we're not doing super well this battle, but that is all just about to change. So as you can see, we have the Lava Hound. He is sitting at full elixir, just placed a Executioner. I placed my Fireball, I believe, yeah. So I don't get the Spirit Goblins, but I place the Balloon. I end up zapping everybody. And so he Fireballs, and sadly he does take out my Balloon, but not before the Executioner goes down. And that right there is a tower. There is nothing he can do. And has an Executioner, but I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to make it so he either has to take down 3 Crown Win, or he has to counter me. Either way, it's all over at this point. We're taking out a second tower, even if they get the first tower, which I kind of do let them do. But, it wasn't even a close match towards the end. You could tell, after the last minute went by, you could tell it was going well for us. As you can see, that was a 2 crown to 1 crown win. Pretty solid, not too many flaws there. So let's go on to the next one. So, anyway, on to the next one here. As you can see, we have the Tombstone, Skeleton Army, Mega Minion, and Lava Hound in our starting hand. Neither of us really have that great of starting cards, but I placed my Mega Minion because it's not really that bad, because it's a slow-moving card that can help on defense, which is pretty helpful in this deck. So he places his minions in the back, a little bit questionable, but he probably had nothing to do. Thankfully, my Zap was able to one-shot the goblins, because the Goblin Barrel is an epic card. Most people don't have it up to level. I know, like, oftentimes when I'm, like, up as high in trophies as I can, like, get to, and I'm, like, trying to push as hard as I can, oftentimes, watch this balloon here. It's just gonna completely destroy that tower. But as I was saying, oftentimes when I'm, like, actually pushing as hard as I can, and I'm actually, up at about my limit of trophies, oftentimes I'll, like, be facing people, like, 1 or 2 levels higher than me, and, like, my Zap will completely fail. And it's just bad when you are the under level when you're facing an opponent. Thankfully, I have not had to do that too much, since I'm coming back from a trophy drop. But that's not really the point. We are showing a deck, not a story. I fireballed the Goblin Barrel. That wasn't a good trade, but at the same time, there wasn't really much I could do. Again, the Tombstone was kind of bad timing, but I'm really not sure what's better, the Tombstone or the Cannon. I know they're both pretty solid, and since the guy on the leaderboard that I copied this from had it, I decided, you know what, I won't take it out. Sadly, a Mega Minion does not get a shot in, but really, I mean, we already have a tower down. At this point, I'm pretty sure, since he has the mirror, that he'll probably get down a tower at some point. Thankfully, he doesn't actually get any damage off here because of my skeleton army. Well, okay, I said that, but then I forgot that he zaps it. But as you can see here, I mean, he spent so much elixir that, I mean, there's just nothing he can do here. And look at that balloon. That was so clutched. How the fireball got there in time, I don't know, but the balloon was saved and did massive damage, and that really just decided the game right there. I actually decided to try to save my minions and just go for the 3 crown by tanking with the Lava Hound, and it actually is working out pretty well. As you can see, I have 2 crowns, he has 1. Only 18 seconds left. I'm just pushing hard for the 3 crown win. I don't even care at this point. I do want to get that zap off, though, because that was a pretty valuable zap. And as you can see, with 8 seconds left, we get the 3 crown win. Honestly, I like this deck, because if you catch your opponent off guard with the balloon, you really can instantly take out a tower and just get a 3 crown win pretty easily, to be fair. This next one was actually another 3 crown win. If I remember correctly, I think this guy actually ended up rage quitting, but that's the point. This deck is so good that you could actually make it rage quit. But the point is, he puts in his Hog Rider. I feel like when you have a Hog Rider cycle deck, you never really want to start, you never really want to be the first one to push. Well, really, in my opinion, in all decks, you never want to waste elixir, but you also never want to be the first one to push. So I'd say, place a troop in the back, and if they're, majorly wasting elixir. Notice what I did with that Lava Hound there. I waited till I was at, about 9.5 elixir, not till I was at 10, because that made so I did not lose any, in the delay between deploy time. So that's just a tip that you can do to, save a little bit more elixir. My one issue here was that, and I did the Fireball Zap to take out the Electro Wizard, but I completely forgot the Valkyrie was there, and that really was a major thing. But, I mean, the tower is down, and, I mean, we already have a huge lead here. And so, I mean, my tower still has a little over half health, so I'm not super worried right now, and we're definitely doing well. This is about the point he's like, okay, I'm not going to win, so I'm just going to quit. So, as you can see, he reaches 10 elixir, and he sits there, just pondering over his life. And so what we do, see, I keep on holding over my Tombstone, thinking he's going to go on a Hog Rider push, but, I mean, he doesn't, so, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go for a 3 crown win here. I used my Lava Hound a little bit earlier than I should have, but I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get the Lava Hound to tank for both towers, and then send my balloon in on the left. Sadly, the Mega Minion does get locked onto. But I zap the King Tower so that the Mega Minion does not die, and he lives to take down the next tower. And, the balloon isn't even gonna die. Honestly, the King Tower doesn't do too much damage. But as you can see, this deck can make people rage quit, because really, you can just make, you can just get a whole tower down in just one push if your opponent makes a bad mistake. And honestly, I really like the Lava Hound. It's just recently hasn't been too good, but honestly, it's actually coming back, so that's definitely good. Actually, I'm facing another deck in this battle that has the Lava Hound balloon, so it's actually a pretty similar deck, but he does have the miner along with some other things. Oh, another thing about this deck, the only legendary it takes is the Lava Hound. Again, I've been lucky with getting legendaries, but I've actually not spent even a penny on this account. I decided to go aggressive with the balloon since he placed the Lava Hound. He uses a fireball. It's kind of questionable, but he actually prevents my balloon from getting there. But anyway, so it only takes the Lava Hound, which is actually pretty good. The only issue is that if you don't have the Lava Hound, this deck really does not qualify. I mean, the Golem can be used as well, but it really just isn't as good when you think about it. Because just the Lava Hound is air, so it can tank for air. You know, it's always better that way. But as I was saying, I have not even spent a penny on this game. Free-to-play account that may not look like it. You can say all you want that I'm not free-to-play. Honestly, I don't judge you because, I mean, what kind of free-to-play level 10 has, like, all but 3 legendaries? Well, apparently someone who's lucky, but at the same time, I'm not lucky with the legendaries I get. I'm just lucky with getting them, just period. So either way, it still is luck. And as you can see, I mean, this tower, again, my opponent makes a big mistake, and that is a tower down for him. Kind of bad on his part, but it's good for us, so I can't really complain. As you can see, there's a minute 30 left in the battle, assuming he doesn't take us into overtime. And right now, I split the Skeleton Army. Well, I mean, I can hardly call that a split. I actually used the Mega Minion to tank for the Skeleton Army, and he zaps it. But, I mean, at this point, I have enough elixir that I'm not really sure what I want to do with it. I'm kind of, like, my cycle's kind of out of whack, just because I have so much elixir that I have to do something to cycle, but I didn't know what to cycle through. But what he does is he places the balloon, but if you didn't notice, my minions slowed down and made it so that, because my minions had to follow the Lava Hound, they actually relocked on, and because of that, they took out the balloon. But as you can see, he's going to get very minimal damage here. I could have prevented it, but I wanted to go on a push to get a second tower. As you can see, he places another Lava Hound. I have 2 tombstones down, really going well for me. I just get a nice value zap there, along with my minions. I use my Mega Minions to take out the balloon off to the right there. And as you can see, my Lava Hound itself is still going in. Mega Minion defending. Really, this raid is just going really well. Well, battle. Anyway, I send my balloon in up front to try to get him there as fast as I can, and that will be a tower. And as you can see, he's gonna get some chip damage in, but he actually won't even take the tower. So, 2-1 win, very convincing. He didn't even get a tower, and that's the thing with this deck. It's just doing so well for me right now, and I'm definitely thinking it will be very good for pushing up to the high 3,500s, maybe even up to 4,000, you never know. Although, that's why I'm going to start getting wrecked by level 12, 13, and I almost said 12, 13, and 14. Obviously, that's just a leak that I just forgot to tell you about. Obviously, there's level 14 coming in the next update. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But that's about to do it for this video. I'm going to continue using this deck because it is a very solid deck, and it's definitely done me well. Popped off of the leaderboard just because, I mean, if it's in the leaderboard, obviously somebody is doing well with it. But that is about to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the Clash Royale content. Tell me if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.